everyone. In this video I will be painting this little table and giving it a new look by applying transfers to it. I'll show you the trouble that I had with it, what I learned, and then what the end result was. The first thing I did was clean it really well, and then after I'd cleaned it I had to make a few repairs on it. So I used 2P10 glue where you put the super glue on it and then you spray on the activator. There were a couple areas on this piece of furniture that had some cracks, and so I just used some wood filler, and you can see I'm just filling in those areas so that the paint would go on nice and smooth. So I just filled in some nail holes and cracks here and there. Now I am applying the first coat of white chalk paint, and I like to use a mini foam roller because it just goes on really smooth and you can avoid those brush strokes. So wherever I can use that, that's my first choice. I also used a mist bottle with water and just sprayed that on as I went, and that just helps the paint to move around and go on thinner. I applied 2 coats of white chalk paint, and then once that was dry, I gave it a light sand. Sanding chalk paint can create a lot of dust, so I'll usually wear a respirator or a dust mask, and then I like to do cleanup with my shop vac. I've been wanting to use transfers more, and this little table seemed like the perfect piece to do that with. I'm using Iron Orchid Designs transfer in Bricant, and they come in sheets, and so I just cut out designs that fit the door fronts, and I played with them until I had them looking the way that I was happy with. I used painter's tape to hold them on, and then I used my tape measure just to make sure they were centered. Then I removed the backing and I started to rub them on, and this is where the trouble started. And rubbed and rubbed, and these transfers just would not stay. I started to wonder if there was something wrong with the transfers, because I had used these before, just the day before, on 2 end tables and a coffee table, and the transfer went on okay, and so I just couldn't understand why they wouldn't stick. Yeah, so here you can see the letters just would not come off. And then also on this one. I had trouble with this one too, right in the center, and I don't know what I was doing wrong or if there's a trick. I've done these before and I've never had this kind of trouble with it, so I might have to do some research and find out. I thought about maybe I just need to heat it up, like with a hairdryer or something, and it'll come off better. I don't know, but I'm gonna see if I can just distress it, and maybe that will look better. After sanding, I applied a light coat of clear wax. I used the Annie Sloan clear wax because that's what I had on hand. And I went inside and I started to do a Google search for how to fix transfers when they won't stick. I came across a video from Debbie's Design Diary. Her channel is on YouTube, and I was intrigued by her video and her storytelling, and mostly the way that she painted and applied a transfer. And I learned that the reason my transfers probably weren't sticking was because I didn't have a top coat or a wax or some kind of a sealer over the paint. After watching her video, I decided to give it a try, and I had a few butterfly transfers left over that I thought would fit and work well on these doors. So I applied them, and of course it worked. Do you notice the butterflies on the bottom drawer in the before picture? Well, here it is finished, and there are butterflies on the front of the table once again. I would not have chosen the butterflies to put on furniture. In fact, I wasn't sure how I would use these transfers. Well, they turned out to fit the drawer front perfectly, right in the space where I needed to cover up the missing letters. I tried to cover up the butterflies when I started this project, and it turns out that the butterflies are covering up the imperfection of the transfers. A few days after I had finished this project, I was standing on the balcony of the house that we're building, and a monarch butterfly flew up to me. I was just amazed at God's love in that moment, and I know that life gets so busy and we can try to push through so many things in our day-to-day. But I hope in the middle of your busyness, you have moments where you know that God is watching you and He loves you.